Alright, today we're going to pull the engine out, pull the bonnet off, strip the gearbox off the back of the engine, put our flex plate on it, get a turbo drain put on the into the sump, and while it's all out we'll give the engine bay a quick tart up and make it look a bit better, so stick with us. I marked where the turbo oil return was going to go whilst it was in the car, so it was clear of everything. So I'll pull the sump off, get one of the fabricators to weld a dash fitting on there for us. We'll get rid of the 4L65 off it, get ready for the Rogers built 350 for it. Then I'll tart up the engine bay, get it ready for a bit of jam to be splashed on it. Then we should be ready to drop it all back in again. We've got our bay all prepped, ready to go. Give it a quick scotch off and prep wash. Quick mask over. We're going to push it up the spray booth, get a coat of GMH black on it. That'll tidy it up a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, but if we plan on going anywhere further with the car later on, it's a good base to start from. So I've got the car back here, it's all painted up. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a lot neater than it was, so that'll get us through. We're going to go over here to the engine, we're going to pull the sump off it, put the turbo drain in there. We've got a new rear main plate to whack on it because it's a little bit leaky. We've got our SFI approved rod shop flex plate there to put on it. New bolts, we'll put all that on while we're going. Then I'll whip the water pump off, get some fittings welded in that for the coolant lines for the turbo. Then we should be nearly right to put the engine back in. We've got our turbo 350 and converter here. It's not the one that we're getting built for the car. This is out of the one quick barrier swap because we got told there's a delay on parts, so Paul couldn't have our transmission finished in time, so that's fine. We just want to push on so we can get our tail shaft length sorted and get that all happening. So one quick barrier swap wasn't going fast, so we figured we'd just steal the auto out of that and replace that when it comes back. We've got our new cross member over here. It's a turbo 350 cross member. Obviously we're going from 4L60 to turbo 350, so we'll need a new cross member. We've got our rod shop flex plate all bolted up here. Got a torque converter locator on the front of the converter, so it all just mate together now and bolted up. Should be right to slip it all in. We've got our engine and box in, it's all bolted up now. We've got a loom laying on it. Put the exhaust manifolds and crossover pipe on, so hopefully this is the last time the turbo has to get fitted up. We're just about to start fitting the front back up. I've got the top of the nose cone there. I'll put the intercooler in, then I'll be able to put the grill in, plumb up all the intercooler piping and stuff. So it's one step closer, then I get the radiator in and make sure I've got the right lines and everything's going to clear properly with the radiator that we've got. We don't need to order another one. Before we get the grill put in, we're just going to belt a hole through here so the turbo can get some fresh air, and then we'll be able to put it all back together. I've just found that the coil pack's a bit close to the exhaust, so I'm going to have to modify the bracket and move the coil slightly on these 2 cylinders. Just doing a little bit of tidying up on some wiring and stuff. I put a battery in it. Got to change the fuel pump over to a better fuel pump to suit a bit more horsepower. Then we should be able to get it up on a 4-post hoist and start getting the exhaust sorted for it. We're about done here now. We've got our coil relocated, and coils I should say relocated. So everything's pretty much buttoned up here on the ground. So I need to get it on the hoist and do the shifter and measure our tail shaft length. So we're going to start by replacing the fuel pump. It's already got like a VT style carrier in the tank, but this new pump that we've got flows more, so it's capable to run this turbo. So I'll rip the back out of it, rip the pump out of it, put this one back in, then that should be all good to go fuel system wise. So let's make a start. That pump's all fitted, everything went in spot on, so direct replacement. Apart from this plug, we've just got to change the wiring over on this plug, so we'll get to that a bit later on. We're just going to measure the tail shaft now, so we measure it from the face of the seal here to the front of the flange here, so it's the centre point of the uni, so you can give it to the tail shaft mob and they can make us a shaft to suit. So we've got 1485, so we'll be able to tell them that and they should be able to make us a shaft to suit that. We'll keep it going. All our exhaust bits for the wagon have just turned up. So we've got a bit of 3 inch and a bit of 3.5 inch. So we'll hand this over to one of the fabricators and he can make the exhaust for it so we can see how it's all going to sound. Alright, so our cameraman hasn't been here, so while he's been gone, the fabricator's come in and he's finished the exhaust for us. So that's all fitted up now. We're just going to rip it off, give it a paint job, put it back on. Our wheels and tyres have turned up, so we've got them fitted up. Everything's pretty good with them. They slightly hit the guard a little bit, just on the roll around, so we're just going to roll the guards on that to be fine, all good to go. So we'll whip the exhaust off, give it a quick paint job. Hopefully in the meantime, some gauges and stuff turn up for it, and we should be able to kick it in the guts. So that's the exhaust fitted. I'm just going to drop it down, check over everything up top, make sure I haven't forgotten anything silly, and kick it in the guts. Alright, well, that obviously all works. That's about everything we can do at the moment. We're still waiting on the brake booster and the tail shaft to turn up, which we've been told not too far away, so that's pretty much all we can do at the moment. The next thing after that will be a tune, but at the moment we don't know when that's possible, so that's all we've got for now, so thanks for watching.